Hey, I'm golf broadcaster Matt Adams. The updated and expanded second edition of my book, The Golf Round I'll Never Forget, Golf's Biggest Stars Recall Their Finest Moments, is now available. Readers can expect to march with Arnie's Army at the 1960 U.S. Open, relive Jack Nicklaus's remarkable 1986 Masters win, and be amazed by the Tiger Slam. The Golf Round I'll Never Forget, Golf's Biggest Stars Recall Their Finest Moments. Pick it up where fine books are sold, including BarnesandNoble.com and Amazon.com.
It's December 11th, and on this day in 1985, the Edmonton Oilers and the Chicago Blackhawks combined to score the most goals in a game in the modern hockey era. The Oilers were the two-time defending Stanley Cup champs, playing on the Blackhawks' home ice. Chicago had a little revenge on their mind after being bounced from the playoffs in the conference finals the previous year by Edmonton. But any hopes of that were dashed pretty early. The Oilers scored 4 goals in the first period, and the Blackhawks went to the locker room at the first intermission under a shower of boos from their disgruntled fans. Now, if you like offensive hockey with lots of goals scored and a maestro like Wayne Gretzky orchestrating the action, then the second period was about as good as it gets. The teams combined to score an NHL-tying record 12 goals in the period. Chicago did claw back to within 2 goals at one point, but an Oilers surge at the end of the period led to a 10-6 lead at the second intermission. Each team added 3 goals in the third period, and when the horn sounded at the end of the game, Edmonton had beaten the Blackhawks 12-9. 2 Oilers, Jari Kurri and Glenn Anderson, finished with hat tricks, and while he didn't score a goal, Gretzky assisted 7 on the night. The 21 goals in the game topped the record of 20 the Oilers and Minnesota North Stars had set just the year before, when Edmonton won that game 12-8. Also on this day in sports history, the end of the line for 2 sports icons. In 1981, Muhammad Ali fought his last fight, losing in a 10-round decision to Trevor Berbick. And in 1951, Jolton Joe DiMaggio retired from baseball after a 13-year career. That's all for today. More tomorrow on This Day in Sports History.
Hey there, sports history fan. This is Arnie Chapman, a.k.a. the Football History Dude, and I hope that you enjoyed this recent episode presented by the Sports History Network and were able to learn some good old-fashioned sports history knowledge nuggets. I started the Sports History Network back in 2020 with the mission to help podcasters find a community of like-minded sports history nerds, as well as helping aspiring podcasters to start their own shows. We have a little bit over 30 shows on the network right now covering all sorts of sports history, but as far as I'm concerned, we're just at the toothpick in the ocean moment, that can't even figure it out because there's so much more coming. We wanted to create the ultimate headquarters for sports yesteryear, starting with Podcast Network and our website, but we're going to continue to move into other mediums as well. And here's the cool part, because we want you to be part of our team. So if you're interested in starting your own podcast, or maybe being a guest on one of our shows, or who knows, maybe even writing an article for us over on the website. Seriously, all you gotta do is reach out to us on the contact page over at sportshistorynetwork.com. You can be as technologically savvy as a Neanderthal tapping on a stone trying to figure out this whole hieroglyphics thing back in the day. Again, it doesn't matter, because even if you don't understand the whole podcast space, we have a production team that can pretty much help you out with doing everything. All you gotta do, head over to sportshistorynetwork.com, head to the contact page, fill it out. That message goes right to me, and I'll reach out to you as soon as I can. But for now, dude, I'm through if you're through.